Wish you could go to a Cowboys game? Well, you can! VIP Sports Getaway is your one-stop shop for all-inclusive cowboy trips. VIP Sports Getaway provides luxurious transportation and fine hotel rooms. And for the best seats in Texas, you'll attend the world-famous Bill Bates Ultimate Tailgate Party at our own restaurant, the Fishbone Grill, right across from the stadium. VIP Sports Getaway provides you the ultimate Cowboys experience.
Hey Permian Basin, your next great car deal is at the all-new Midland Chevy Superstore. An even bigger selection with prices and payments to fit any budget. We carry a huge selection of cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, and luxury vehicles, both new and used. Whatever you're looking for, we've got it. Great pricing, a huge selection, and flexible financing. It's all here at our Superstore. If we don't have what you're looking for, we can get it from over 100 Lithia stores across the country. Super rates, super people, and now super prices. It's the all-new Superstore at All-American Chevrolet of Midland.
More streaming, more teaming, more in touch, more in control, more in the moment, more stars, more superstars, more soul searching, more soulmates. For whatever gives you joy, Suddenlink. More power to you.
Classic rock, it's all we do. Classic Rock 102.
I like fun as much as anyone, but we need to talk about—
Oh, what was that?
About mustache safety. My Blazin' Chicken Sandwich has ghost pepper ranch sauce. You crave it, but you need to respect it. So remember, keep it neat before you eat the heat.
Coming in hot, it's the new Jack's Blazin' Chicken Sandwich and its tasty bacon buddy. They're both fired up with spicy crispy chicken, sliced jalapenos, and ghost pepper ranch sauce. You've been warned.
Good evening and welcome to Grande Communication Stadium, home of your Sockers. Tonight's match will highlight the second game of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup featuring the Midland Odessa Sockers and the Okllahoma City Energy FC. This is Chris Bryant and Warren Cottle broadcasting today's match. Follow U.S. Soccer's coverage of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on Twitter at Open Cup. USsoccer.com is your source of full coverage of the 2015 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, and you can also follow coverage of the tournament on Twitter at Open Cup. Sockers come into this match after getting a big win last Wednesday night versus Tulsa Athletics 3-1, and then going on the road with a shutout against Albuquerque Soul 2-0 in their first PDL opener. Goals were scored by Tucker Hume and Andy Fox in that game. The Sockers' overall record this season is 2-0-0. Okllahoma City Energy comes into this game with a U.S. Pro record of 2-2-3. Okllahoma City Energy came off a game versus Van Whitecaps FC 2 on Sunday night with a 2-2 tie. The Energy turned USL Pro in 2014 after a very successful season in the PDL their first year in 2013. With the win, the Sockers will advance to the tournament's third round and face the winners of the match between the USL Tulsa Roughnecks and the National Premier Soccer League Seacoast United Phantoms next Wednesday night at Grande Communication Stadium, May the 27th. Tonight's lineups: Okllahoma City Energy.
In goal we have familiar face here at Grande Communication with Ray Clark. He played here a couple years back. He's in goal. We got number 19, Michael Harris. Number 3, Dedu Moore. Number 4, Seapram Hendrick. Number 26, Cody Andrews. Number 25, Michael Byskoff. Number 12, Daniel Gonzalez. Number 18, Omar Daly. Number 17, Peter Toth. Number 11, Casey Townsend. And number 22, Kyle Gregg. For your Sockers
lineup tonight: we have goalkeeper Sean Boyle. Left back we have Isaac Sanchez, number 26. Center back we have Walker Hume, number 31. Center back we have Christian De Luna, number 3. Right back we have Josh Taylor, number 2. Left midfield we have Andy Fox, number 7. Center mid we have Jesus Bolivar, number 17. Center mid, number 19, we have Troy McCarroll. Outside right midfield, we have Alberto Garcia, number 22. And up on top for the Sockers tonight will be Andy Lopez, number 10, and Tucker Hume, number 32.
For our match officials tonight, our center referee is Lezek Stalmach. First assistant referee is John Dearmond. Second assistant referee is Ian Chapman. And the fourth official is James Mead. Match commissioner for the season will be Gary Stoll.
So Warren, the other night we've got Sockers playing against Tulsa Athletics. What were some of the highlights of that night?
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a fun night, especially with what we had. Do want to send a shout out to a couple of our Sockers players. We had have a correction to make and an apology to make to Andy Lopez and Fabio Pena, especially the fact that we got their numbers mixed up. So both them and their families, we apologize. We got that corrected for tonight. So looking forward to it. It's gonna be an exciting night, Chris. What do you see as some of the things that we can look forward to tonight?
With tonight's game, I think the biggest thing is that we're starting to see chemistry between the Sockers. They come in against Albuquerque, winning 2-0. The confidence has to be up right now. They have to be ready to play. It's a nice chilly night tonight. It's 57 degrees. In West Texas, having a night at 57 degrees, it kind of helps you out. I mean, you're not having to worry about the 100-degree temperatures that we are used to during the summertime.
Well, I'll tell you what, especially in May. It's unheard of in, like I said, in the middle of West Texas in May to have a 57-degree night. That's cool. The winds are high. That's going to affect the game. I will tell you something that I found kind of interesting tonight is looking at the roster for Okllahoma. We've got some players that haven't seen a whole lot of playing time this season. They've got 7 games under the belt, and there's only one player that's seen 6 of those games. Well, right now we're going to go and pause for the playing the national anthem. Okay, we're back in. Hey, just like we were talking about before, we're looking at the number of games the Oklahoma City teams brings in. I mean, it stands out to me. We've got one player getting his first opportunity to play. A lot of these players haven't seen a lot of time. Some have had some game time, but there's not a lot of starters on the list either. I've seen people that have seen a lot of games. You know, one of the tests that maybe that fact is that they spent quite a bit of time on Sunday traveling in from Seattle and Vancouver. I mean, you're talking a heck of a road trip, to come back in here and play this U.S. Open Cup game tonight.
With the Sockers tonight, they just came back from Albuquerque on Sunday night. Again, winning 2-0 against Albuquerque. And so we're excited to see what they've got tonight. If they can win this game. First of all, it was such a great win that they had on Wednesday night to get that first win in Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup ever in franchise history, and now to move on to this game. So that will play an important role in motions tonight, I would expect.
Well, looks like the Sockers starting off with a 4-4-2. I think a lot of it has to do with the respect of a USL team, but it's exciting to see this team develop as a group and consistently getting better. I know they're talking to Matt. He thought that they're consistently improved. He was really proud of the fact that they had played so well against Tulsa the last game, only having a very short time of practices. But I think it says a lot about the recruiting they had and the depth of the team that he's got. He's done an excellent job bringing in. And I know one thing that he attested to that fact is the fact that they're in this in this U.S. Open Cup, which adds to the ability to recruit top players. And as they get better and better, you can only see the program getting better.
Looks like we'll have Sockers. They'll be in blue tonight, and we have Okllahoma City Energy in their green tops, white shorts, green socks. And it looks like Sockers will be kicking off, going with the win, starting with the first half.
Man, it's a pretty good little wind, a stiff wind coming out of the north. I mean, obviously the cold front coming in, the kind of the crazy West Texas weather. Yesterday it was pretty hot here, up to 90, and now we've got it down to 57. For those of you all around the world or around the country that have never been able to experience this crazy West Texas weather, this is what we live for.
Actually, just kidding. Let me correct that. It is Okllahoma City Energy that is getting the kickoff, starting off with. And we've started the game. Right now, Oklahoma's just knocking around the back, trying to fill out just a little bit of the Sockers.
Looks like the Sockers are content to set a line of confrontation a little lower. They're setting it at the top of the circle, which makes a lot of sense, especially with the respect that you have. Trying to come in and let them bring the pressure to them and really try to play and counter out of it.
Tucker Humes has the ball, and what a player Tucker Humes has been. He had a heck of a first game, played a great game on Sunday night, scoring a goal. So excited to watch him tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, and Sean Boyle getting his first touch of the ball in this game. I know that he came in the last game after the Sockers lost their goalkeeper to a separated shoulder. Kind of an unfortunate thing, especially after the quality game that he had against Tulsa in the game before, saving a PK and having a critical save in the first half of that match.
No doubt. He easily probably could have been the man of the match. Tucker Hume got man of the match of that game, but I think goalkeeper definitely deserves part of that say.
Yeah, it looks like the way that Oklahoma's playing, they're trying to spread out the Sockers. They've got their flank backs are playing really, really wide. The flank midfielders are playing wide. Trying to find a way to do it. It looks like the Sockers do a good job of pressing them in, not giving them the look to find that switch or that cross across the field. The organization is really good. It looks like the way that the Sockers are playing, they're keeping compact. They're keeping composed. Not really giving up many passing lanes in the gaps. Looks like it's starting off a little bit feisty too. Looks like we got Tucker coming in, keeping it pressing, but then he'll tuck back in behind. Andy Lopez sitting in, just waiting and reading the play.
As we look at Okllahoma, they've got Ray Clark that's sitting in goal. Ray Clark is an old Sockers player that used to play for the Sockers, I believe, in 2012. 2012 he was here with the Sockers as a backup behind Alonso Jimenez.
Well, I'll tell you what a heck of a player Alonso Jimenez was.
We have our first foul against Okklahoma City Energy. Sometimes that's what you have to do to stop Tucker because he's just such a big boy in the back. Or in the front.
So what? Josh Taylor comes in, moving in, find the players in pretty quick. Troy McCarroll's doing a good job of sorting out and defending and pressing. James Bolivar sitting in, tucking in behind him, and it looks like they're doing a good job of reading in. Somebody I've been really excited about tonight to see is Andy Fox, who's had a couple of really good games. Out of here and then back in Albuquerque, both of them being pretty exceptional. It's good. Good first touch. First time to get his gloves on the ball in this game. Sean makes a good save, taking away the pressure.
Yeah, Andy Fox in the last game, Tulsa had a hard time even containing him. He really fast, but also at the same time, just skill-wise, was that much better than them. So excited to watch him tonight. We got Alberto Garcia that's coming down the field, gets a foul on the outside.
I'll tell you what, you really got to think that this got to be a professional foul by Dedu, especially this being Dedu's first time to step on the field for the Okklahoma City team.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Alberto Garcia was headed to a goal off of that. So,
yeah,
good job. We've got the referee speaking right now with one of the Okklahoma City Energy players. Telling him he needs to calm it down just a little bit before he may see himself on his first caution.
Looks like Andy Fox is going to do the service into the box. And you got to think that they're looking for both Hume boys.
Yeah, the Hume boys, they stand 6'5", but big boys, I definitely would try and find them in the air.
I'll tell you what, they're moving the line up a little bit higher, probably doing that to set that restraining line a little bit high. It looks like a little bit above the 12 spot, so it'd give at least a little bit of time to recover for the goalkeeper and really kind of take away the advantage of the height that both Hume boys have.
So we got a corner kick, Sockers.
Well, it looks like they got a couple of kids that are almost as tall, but I still don't see anybody as tall. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on. The keepers, the referee is watching everything pretty close. Ball served in. Oh, Ray punches it out and down. Fox has got it back in. Serve it in, and it looks like we got a throw in. Looks like he played it off Omar Daly's foot.
We got Tucker throwing the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of physical activity going on inside the 18. A lot of pushing and shoving, people trying or jockeying for position. Got Josh Taylor taking the throw. Taylor to Hume. Hume playing with his back. Okklahoma City's playing it out. Looks like Daniel Gonzalez sets it back to Sieper and Hendrick. Hendrick out wide. Looks like they're just content to hold off and try to find the gaps inside the West Egg or the Sockers FC's back line. It looks like there's a little bit of gap between the midfield and the back four, but Sockers are doing a good job of containing that space. Really doing a good job of closing down passing lanes, especially in the 4-4-2 system. It's a pretty easy thing to do. Like Andy Lopez holding, tucking in. Once again, he's doing a good job of cutting off the lanes, making sure his body shape is in the right spot to contain him.
So the beautiful thing about this is just watching the Sockers. They're so organized right now. You know, as they're defending, they're moving together, they're shifting together. It's great to see.
Tucker goes and presses the keeper.
Oh,
Almost had a shot on goal. Yeah, not a bad idea. Andy Lopez makes a wise decision because Ray comes all the way out of his box, quite a ways, leaving it wide open. I think Oklahoma's a little bit lucky to have that defender right in the way to take the pressure of that shot. Otherwise, I think you're going to have a pretty dang nice goal from Andy.
Again, soccer's just reorganizing themselves right now. Just keeping the ball in front of them.
Ball goes forward to Tucker. Tucker lays it off back in. I'll tell you what, that's one thing that it looks like Oklahoma City's figured out is they play in defeat into Tucker. It looks like they're sitting back waiting for that layoff ball and really doing a good job of picking up the midfielders for the Sockers as they come in. You know, disallowing the fact that little play back and then play out. Andy Sanchez comes up, presses the ball, and he drops back in perfect position to receive the return pass. Tucker's got it. He's got to lay off a little bit hot. Once again, you see the Sockers doing a good job of resetting their defensive shape and their defensive lines. Looks like on the screen you can't really see how good they're doing of keeping everything compressed, keeping everything tight. Not really giving up a lot of lanes, so a lot of the possession you see by Oklahoma City is not really that dangerous, but they're trying to probe, trying to find times in, and they pick it up and read it. Jesus Bolivar wins the ball in and lays it off. Looks like we got Christian DeLuna comes up in, plays it out to Andy Sanchez. Andy Sanchez plays it up to Tucker. Tucker lays it off to Fox, just a little bit hot. Once again, Sockers drop back into defensive shape. And like I said, looking at the video screen, you're not seeing a lot of the stuff that's happening, but I think a lot of the activity you'll see, and the reason why you're seeing a lot of possession happening behind the lines is the fact that the Sockers are doing a good job of sitting in, closing off the gaps, closing off the passing lanes, which make it really difficult for Oklahoma City to find those lanes in. Tell you what, it's almost textbook on if you want to see how to play the 4-4-2, and especially how to defeat in or actually cover lanes, cover passing things, and just be patient. Let the attack come to you. When they pass the ball into the gaps or into the pressure, then you can take it and win it.
Tucker plays it into Fabio. Or Andy Lopez, I'm sorry.
That's an offshoot from last week.
Yeah.
There you go. Andy Sanchez out pressing wide. Ball served in. And easily contained by the Sockers. Tell you what, you're going to have a little bit better service than that. Yeah, you see a big difference between the way the Tulsa team played last week as to Oklahoma City. You see definitely a jump in the quality of players that Oklahoma City is bringing in, plus the tactical awareness. It's not that long ball stuff we saw last week.
Yeah, right now I think both teams are just trying to fill each other out just a little bit, trying to figure out, okay, what do we have? So, and both of them had big road trips. Tucker's headed down the side here. Plays it back to Alberto Garcia, plays it in, blocked out by Oklahoma City.
Looks like they're trying for the counter, but everything's shifted in nicely. Press him wide, gives up the ball easily. Peter Toth has to do a better job, or actually has to have better service in that area of the field. Looks like we have an Oklahoma City player down. Calling on for the trainer.
This is just a reminder, USsoccer.com is your source for full coverage of the 2015 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. You can also follow coverage of the tournament on Twitter at Open Cup.
I'll tell you what, Chris, so what are your thoughts so far? And what are you seeing? Anything just standing out in the first 10 minutes of the match?
Again, I think, Sockers have only been training together for about 10 days now, and one thing that I really like is that they're keeping their shape. They're staying together, they're pressing together, and there's a lot of good organization between Troy McCrill and Jesus Bolivar talking to each other, and Walker Hume up there in the back talking. They're doing a great job on making sure that Oklahoma just stays right in front of them.
I'll tell you one of the players that I'm really liking out of Okllahoma right now is Kyle Gregg. It seems to be their target player up front. He's got a good read of the game, finding spaces in. He's kind of, making the Sockers 2 backs think what they're going to do. So sometimes Walker's having to take him up. Sometimes Christian is, but it looks like Walker's taking most of the defensive responsibilities. But it seems like he's finding a way to try to split the gap, try to make them sort that out and sort out the pressure. Peter Toth is also kind of playing on the line. Looks like they're moving players in and out off the top, just trying to find a way to probe, to break down. Looks like they're playing 3 up top, and then sometimes they drop in. It's interesting how they're playing Peter Toth. He's coming in and out, off the line, back in the midfield, off the line, changing in and out of positions. Trying to make it a hard time for the Sockers to read where he's going to be and what's going to happen, because you got different responsibilities, different players checking in and out. There goes Kyle Gregg just checking in, trying to probe. Found his feet, laid it off. Back in to Kyle. Kyle takes it, plays it wide. First shot on goal, and it's outside wide right. I'll tell you what, you're starting to see the dangerous play of Kyle Gregg. This may be his time to shine. It looks like Kyle's played in 6 of the games so far this season for Okllahoma City. He's only had 1 start during that time. So I bet he's got a lot to prove tonight to try to earn one of those starting positions. But he's played in all but one of the games that Okklahoma's played in.
I think a lot of these guys have that right now. They're midway through their season, and they're all trying to figure out, okay, hey, I need a spot to start. So they're starting to work on that.
I'll tell you what also, Peter Toth is curling into...
Oh, what a save by Sean Boyle.
So I'll tell you what, Peter Toth had a great service into Kyle Gregg, but you see where Peter's gone from the left side and then forward. Now he's moved over to the right side. But it looks like Peter's got his run to go wherever he wants to go, moving in and out of the team, and they're trying to find him. It's kind of an interesting tactic, but looks like they're good at doing a really good job of reading off him and trying to find the different spaces. There goes Andy Lopez pressing high, pressing quick, and they tuck back in. There goes Peter Toth again, checking into the space in the gap between the Sockers midfield and defense. As he's roving, they're trying to find him in. Looks like they consistently try to keep 3 high, whether it be Peter Toth checking off it or number 3, as sometimes to check in and out. That would be Dedu playing a little bit high now. And Peter Toth plays it off.
Alberto Garcia just knocking that out for the Sockers.
Really playing those forwards up high, really getting them in. Oh, tries to serve it in.
There we go. Now we're on a break with Tucker. He's got the ball.
Tucker holds it up a bit. Oop. Off the foot, there goes Walker. Deflection off the OKC defender. Plays it back. Lays it up. Andy Sanchez to Hume. Hume plays it up top to Andy Lopez. Andy Lopez out wide to Alberto Garcia. Alberto serves it in. Almost like combination shot cross, but not a bad idea. Saw something there. Ray puts it out quickly for OKC. Looking for the quick counter. There's Peter Toth again. Getting a little physical play. And the referee picks up on it. Gives OKC the foul. Got a little pushing and shoving going as guys start trying to establish themselves in the match. Ball's played quickly in by OKC. He's looking to play the ball in wide. Fox is pressuring it, and Isaac Sanchez picks it up. We got the quick counterattack with Alberto Garcia starting in, looking wide to Fox. Oh, and Fox takes a hit on the deal. Referee doesn't see it that way, and let it play off. Okay, see back to relaxing, playing around the back, trying to keep it moving. Trying to probe once again. Now, it's interesting, like I said, you can't see in this, but you can see the OKC players are finding times to check in. It looks like Peter Toth is almost a target player of somebody they're looking to play in and make a difference. This would be Peter's 4th game. He's had 0 starts for the year, but really looks like he's almost a focal point for the team. They got the long cross across. It's too long a ball, too high if they're actually going to make it work. Once again, Kyle Gregg takes it, puts pressure on our defender for the Sockers. To Tucker. Tucker's battling in. He's got it all by himself, and shot on goal. Ray Clark snuffs it out.
That was a great look by Tucker Hume on that one.
I'll tell you what, it opened up pretty well, especially in the back. Had the two defenders in. He had body shape towards the goal on the defender who pressed him out or was trying to press him in, but there's no way he could have had an advantage on it, so he kept physical play. Tried to keep Tucker from having a rough time from shooting. Ball goes back. Walker gets it. Walker out wide. Isaac Sanchez to Walker. Back again. Missed pass. Picks it up. Oh, shot off the post. Sockers get a little lucky on the goal post for Grundy Communications. Works out pretty good. That's Casey Townsend who took that shot. I'll tell you what, Casey's been kind of sitting out wide, trying to really probe the defense and kind of keeping the width on it. Really trying to open up the back four of the Soccer. Casey Townsend's one of those that's had 7 games, 6 starts, so you got to think he's going to be a go-to guy for the night.
It was definitely a mistake by Walker to not get that ball out of there at that point.
Well, I think it looked like an easy pass, but he was so quick in there to take the connection that caused them problems.
Troy McCrill, a little bit of hands on there, but that's okay.
Yeah, Omar thinks he's been abused.
And so he did call a foul on that.
Tell you what, wasn't Omar the one that got beat early on and was complaining then as well?
Yes.
Looks
I
like
guess he did not call foul. He's allowing Okklahoma to have a throw-in on that.
Peter Toth take the throw-in. Looking for Omar Daly. Soccer's cleared out.
That was a good clearance by Josh Taylor. Reorganized the defense on the throw-in.
Soccer's on the counter. No physical play, pushing off the ball, but then he settled back in. Oh, gosh, yep, that's an easy call. We'll be getting our first card of the night. It looks like the referee. We'll see if he's going to give him a talking to, or if he goes and gives him the yellow.
That would be Jesus Bolivar.
He just got off with a good stern warning there because it is a little bit of physical play from behind. He could easily gotten a card. Referee wisely doesn't want to start throwing cards early in the game. Settles instead to talk to him. Looking to switch the point of attack over wide. Fox is there in time to press it. Takes it inside. Goes back out wide looking for Casey Townsend, but Fox is there to intercept the pass and cover in the passing lane. Fox takes him out wide. Oh, unlucky. Had the little give and go pass to himself. Unfortunately, the blue line was a little bit closer to him than it should have been. Looks like right now we have a OKC player down. Turns out it's Omar Daly.
It's kind of interesting because it looks like we may have an Oklahoma City Energy player coming into the game. Just a reminder that with U.S. Open Cup, you can only have 3 subs, so that's kind of early right now, 19 minutes, 20 minutes into the game, to have your first sub possibly coming in.
You're taking off Omar, who's had 6 games in, 1 start for the season. He's going to be replaced by number 15, Reed McKenna. Looks like they're going to have to wait to the next stoppage in play or until the referee waves them on, as Reed is getting his stuff on. Soccer's upset. Looks like a handball that went uncalled.
He'll probably be talked to after the game about that one.
Peter Toth's out wide. Into Troy McCarroll. Into Hume. Hume back in. Jesus Bolivar. Uh-oh. Got to attack in. Good. Well done.
Great recovery by Josh Taylor.
Now we got Reed McKenna coming into the match for Omar. Looks like they got Dedu playing up pretty high. Start off as an outside back, but really going with 2 in. In that 4-4-2 oftentimes you'll see those outside backs going in, but it's almost like a 4-3-3. But placing those outside backs up high as you possibly can. Kind of that cup-looking system, and then 3 up top playing wide. It's kind of wishful thinking with that long ball dumped into the 18. Looks like Oklahoma City's trying to set a high line of confrontation against the Sockers, really putting their backs under pressure, try to win the ball in the Sockers side of the field.
It's Andy Lopez with the ball going down the left flank.
Andy continues pressure. Ball played, cleared out of danger by Ray.
Good job by Andy Fox. Played into Tucker.
Isaac Sanchez has the ball wide. Sanchez to Fox. Fox finds Sanchez. Sanchez step over move. Trying to find the space in. Great service. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of space in that little spot there. What do you think, Chris?
That was a nice service played in by Isaac Sanchez to be able to put that ball in past the defense. That was a outward swinging ball, which is an opportunity for them to get in without the keeper still in the ball.
Wow, that's not a bad idea. Trying to find Isaac out wide. Looks like he had Fox drop him back into the outside back, which allowed Isaac to get in there. It looks like they were trying to find him on that service in wide.
Yeah, one thing I can say about Sockers right now is just that organization that they have with their midfield and their defenders, playing a 4-4-2, and they are very organized, shifting as the ball starts to move.
We look too, I think that Coach Barnes has decided to set a little bit higher line of confrontation where they were dropping back at the top of the circle. Looks like they're now pushed up 10 yards to about what we call in the football 30-yard line. Ends up being 50 yards from the goal.
Throw in Sockers. Isaac Sanchez will be taking that throw in.
Tell you what, they're pressing Andy out wide. Does a wise thing of playing it off that OKC player's foot to win the throw-in. Sanchez has the throw. Looking for somebody to check into him. Oh, nice little fake. Fakes the back pass in. Jesus Boulevard did a good job of breaking the pressure, trying to find somebody up top to play to. Then recovers back in quickly to give pressure when the ball goes on the counter.
Josh Taylor has the ball as he continues on towards the sideline at Sockers throw-in.
Andy Lopez getting a touch in there. It was a good way to check in. It looks like now we've got Tucker and Andy starting to play a little bit more off each other. Tucker goes down. Sockers think it's a foul. Once again, not called.
Yeah, they're really holding on to Tucker, trying not to allow him to turn or anything else like that. I mean, again, Tucker has had 2 great games, had a great season last season. He's a tough player to play against. You almost have to do that in order to contain him.
We got to think that the OKC team in preparation for tonight's match would have watched the game that played here against Tulsa that was broadcast on YouTube as well. Probably give them a good idea what the Sockers try to do, try to find Tucker to play defeat to where he can lay off and find players that are doing a good job of containing him, not really giving him much room to play. Oh, we had a foul in. Oh, nice save.
Nice save by Sean Boyle.
Sean Boyle takes it off of Kyle Gregg, once again trying to find the split between the 2 center backs. Kyle Gregg is a heck of a player. He's doing a good job of creating problems up front. Sockers do the classy thing, play it out wide, allow Kyle Gregg to get some attention.
USsoccer.com is your source for full coverage of the 2015 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And you can also follow coverage of the tournament on Twitter at Open Cup. Some gamesmanship by Okllahoma. They throw it in for a goal kick for Sockers.
I'll tell you what, they hate to put in brag on soccer, but there's a lot of times you'll see that kind of stuff where there's a lot of class involved. Players know somebody's down, they'll play the ball out and then give it right back to the other team. A lot of sportsmanship shown in the game itself. Trying to play in the tight space in the front. A little bit of handball goes uncalled. Ball's cleared back out. Isaac loses feet a bit. There's a little tussling going on between Casey Townsend and Isaac Sanchez. Daniel Gonzalez gets the ball in, plays it back out wide. Back to Daniel Gonzalez for OKC. Going out wide to Casey Townsend. Just looking to settle it back and relax the ball. Seaper and Hendrick gets the ball looking for somebody out wide. Looks like he's trying to find Dedu. Dedu plays it back in. Just trying to sort things out, slow it down a bit. Walker comes in, makes a great defensive play in reading that off. Seaper and Hendrick plays it up high again.
You're not going to beat Walker on that ball in the air.
No, it looks like they're doing a different thing. It's creating pressure. Even look right now. Like I said, I know you can't see it on the film, but Kyle Gregg's doing a good job just kind of sitting in that space between the two center backs, making Christian Luna and Walker sort them out to find the ways. Now, also, I like the way that he got Casey Townsend playing out wide, trying to find the space, trying to break out and try to split apart the backs of the Sockers, but the Sockers have none of it and keep their lines tight, keep the spaces in between the backs. Very, very good. And then they're able to adjust quickly to anything that might comes in, not really giving up anything dangerous.
We got a corner kick for Okllahoma.
Second corner's corner kick by OKC. Ball's played up the back post. Ball sails over everybody.
Almost saved by Okllahoma.
I'll tell you what, Reed McKinnon looking to try to make an impact on the game after being subbed in for Omar Daly on Omar Daly's injury. Plays up to Greg again. Kyle Gregg checking in. Oh, long ball in. Just kind of served up in, trying to find Tucker. A little bit hot on the pass though.
Andy Lopez gets the ball, passes it off to Tucker Hume. Tucker still got it at his foot and loses it to Okllahoma.
Uh-oh.
Got a quick counter for Okllahoma.
Tron Vaquero got it wrong-footed there for a bit. Ball served to back post. One-touch volley by Casey Townsend. He'd like to have another crack at that. Maybe should have taken a touch, settle it down. Great service, though. You can see Reed and McKenna coming in and making a huge impact on the game, even as it is.
We're in 30 minutes into the game. Goal kick taken by Sean Boyle.
Header wide to Casey. Walker intent to put him back up in the other side of the field. Sockers will tuck back in. ball played by Michael Bishkoff. Sockers take it in.
DeLuna just knocks it out. Tucker's on it now. And Tucker's keeps coming down the flank, keeps moving in.
Tell you what, Seaper's having a rough time taking on Tucker there. Tucker's still back, and it's, oh, wow. Oops. Yeah, it is what it is. Tucker goes down pretty hard. Referee doesn't deem it a foul. Calls for the play on. Actually, he called no call, right? He waved his little hands. Ball goes Cody. Cody to Dedu back in. Into Gonzalez. Gonzalez back out. Back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez turns and looks. Plays it over wide. Good job of keeping it in play. And nope, I was wrong. It went out. Looks like the line of confrontation is changing. Looks like the Sockers are now getting a little bit of better play. Looks like as the half has progressed, ball's been more on the side of the Sockers. And the Sockers attacking half of the field. Great ball in. Josh Taylor's go. Unlucky. Dedu throws it back. Andrews takes it back to Dedu. Dedu looking for Peter. Peter tucks it back. Gonzalez back. Dedu looking for the long ball in, but Andy Lopez is there to contain it, and it goes back out for a throw-in. Well read by Andy Lopez. Once again, I know you can't see it on your screen, but a lot of times you're seeing OKC moving them back and forth. The main reason being is the way the Sockers are holding their shape, staying very, very compact, making sure they're covering the lines and not really giving up any passing lines. So what it does is force OKC to drop it off and really not getting much out of this possession. They're holding the ball for long periods of time, but not getting really anywhere with it. I think a lot has to do with the Sockers and their organization and the compactness is not giving them many things. They want to try to find Craig, but every time they turn towards the goal, Sockers doing a good job of pressing either back or in, just keeping everything under pressure. Very organized. Tell you what, it's a good game plan. Sockers came in, keeping everything pressed. Ball goes wide. The Townsend trying to find Townsend, but Andy Sanchez is there to get it. Isaac Sanchez, correction. Isaac has the ball. Holds off. Plays it off the OKC player. It was a wise play. Ball goes into Fox on the quick counter on the quick throw. Oh, wow. Now Fox goes down again. Once again, no call. OKC content with playing a very physical game. But you're going to do it if they're not going to make the calls, huh? Walker's got the ball. Walker serves it up. Trying to find a player, but it goes wide into the outside back for OKC.
May have been the third handball that's not been called now. Got Matt up right now, just letting him know that it's probably a handball. Tucker has the ball.
Oh, a little unlucky. Looking for Alberto Garcia on the flank. All press wide. Tell you, Troy McCarroll doing a good job of probing the middle. Jesus Boulevard drops back in. They look wide to Casey Townsend. Isaac Sanchez out wide, containing him, pressing him, keeping him wide. Fox helps out. Ball keep him moving back. Everybody stepping up. Casey steps up to give pressure.
And that was
Josh Taylor content to play it out, to play up the line, allows the Sockers to reorganize, reset their lines. Use Ray Clark. Cody Meadows looks over to Seaperm Hendricks. Hendricks out wide to the right back to Hendricks. Once again, just see how they're trying to probe the back line, trying to find the gaps of the splits. Kyle Gregg's trying to find spaces in between, but every time he's looked to check in, the lines have been taken away from passing him to the Sockers. Ball goes wide over to Dedu. Dedu out to Reed. Reed's giving pressure, but the Sockers deal with it well. Looking to play it up to Tucker, but didn't make it. Tucker wins the ball to Fox. Fox takes in. Walker sorts it out, settles it out to Alberto. Alberto's looking for a player to play into. Goes into space in the middle. Troy takes it out wide. Troy to Alberto Garcia. Alberto Garcia takes the ball looking to play in. And Gonzalez gets the ball for OKC. OKC to Casey. Walker reads it. Things are starting to open up in this at the 37th minute mark. We still got 8 minutes left to go in the half. Comes in behind, gives pressure. John Taylor turns it away. Ball goes in. Hume takes it away, plays it out simply. Fox goes back into repress. I'll tell you what, it looks like OKC is trying to put their stamp on the game in this last 10 minutes of the half. The Sockers still doing a good job of containing. Almost think they got to settle down a little bit when the ball, kind of keep it simple. May have to adjust some of the stuff to play into Tucker. Josh Taylor's playing it back and forth in to McCarroll. To DeLuna. DeLuna's looking to come forward. Looks to play it in. She's got to have better passes up to the top players, the front runners. It almost looks like they're trying to find it, but going direct, not really looking and cleaning up their passes, which once again puts the Sockers back under pressure. Ball served out wide to Townsend. Townsend takes it. Isaac sorts it out, plays it out wide, clears it for safety. Taylor, look how high Michael Harris is playing, number 19. Has that outside back. Looks like they're throwing numbers forward. I do know that in some of the past games they had a player that could do the flip throw. Looks like both teams are setting up for the corner kick, so it doesn't look to be a surprise by either team. There goes a flip throw, comes in. Ball goes, oh my gosh, to the back post from the sidelines.
What a dangerous play with that flip throw.
Tell you what, didn't catch anybody by surprise, did it?
No, not at all. Matt's done a good job at figuring out this team and scouting this team already and kind of figuring out some of the things that the strengths that this team has of Okllahoma.
Ball's played in high. Tucker's got it. Wins it. Nelson Townsend slows it down a bit. Troy McCarroll. Josh Taylor back to DeLuna. DeLuna back to the goalkeeper, Sean Boyle. Boyle clears it out.
This is Bolivar has it. Knocks it out to Alberto Garcia on the outside. Alberto Garcia into Andy Lopez. And that's a clearance by Okllahoma for a corner kick for the Sockers.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if we keep Tucker dropping back and checking, and Andy starts to find the space in behind, because they're sending the one defender in to check in with Tucker, which is allowing Andy to start finding those spaces in between. And if he can find that little slotted ball in, you'll see stuff like this where it becomes extremely dangerous, because it looks like the OKC back line is mostly focused on Tucker, and rightfully so.
You got both Hume brothers lined up next to each other. That's going to be a tough one to be able to mark up.
Ball goes up. We got Peter Toth has the ball. Peter's trying to contain. We got the counterattack to number 4, Seapern Hendricks. That's our center back for OKC. He holds it up, allows play to recover. Ball goes out wide. Back to Peter Toth out wide. Peter's looking for service into the box, to the back post. And OKC gets their first goal. Greg Kyle had it the back deal. Wow, what a dangerous counterattack, especially with that number 4 center back. Seepern Hendrick for OKC. He wasted no time getting in the attacking half of the field, did he?
Not at all. And the thing is that it's a quick break off that corner kick, and sometimes that hurts you by getting the guys up that normally are in your back. So it gets you a little bit disorganized, and soccer can come back from this. So.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, one thing too, if you'll notice with Peter Toth, you know how he's been roaming the center mid out to the flanks. Showed how dangerous he's been in finding those spaces. Right now, Fox is coming in. Looks like we're going to have an answer to that goal, and a heck of a shot. What a great shot by Andrew Fox.
That was a nice save by Ray Clark off of that shot, but excellent work on Sockers to try and get back that goal that was just scored.
I'll tell you what, the Sockers are showing no fear. Troy McCarroll going out to take the corner kick right now. You got to like the odds of the Sockers having a great corner kick in. Ball's played in. They shield them out. Both team boys are under a lot of pressure. Ball's cleared out over the crossbar and settles in. Ray Clark taking the goal kick. Back out to Seepern Hendricks. Seepern Hendricks to Michael Harris, the guy that was doing the flip throws early on. Michael Harris looking for players up front. Peter Toth sitting in the space between the backs and the midfield. Ball's played long up in. Ball's played out.
Walker has the ball, knocks it up, cleared out by Okllahoma. Andy Fox has the ball coming down. We've got Alberto Garcia has the ball in the box, takes a shot, and right off, and now it's a goal kick, Okllahoma. Great opportunities of getting in by the Sockers. We got Daniel Riley here in the booth with us, and Daniel, what do you see from this first half right now?
To be honest, it looks kind of scrappy for the first 20 minutes. I guess both teams are kind of trying to find their feet. You can kind of tell now, as the half's gone on, it's a bit more open. Teams are trying to find a bit more possession now, especially you can sort of tell the quality of the Okllahoma players are starting to come out. But our guys have done pretty well for the first half, obviously with the exception of the goal. But
I have to say the Sockers are very organized right now. Defensively, you can tell right now that they're finding their chemistry, that they're moving with each other. Their low press is actually working, and lots of communication and chemistry. So with only 10 days that y'all been practicing, has that helped out?
We've definitely been trying to practice it a lot in training. It's something that's new to a lot of the guys, especially from different college teams, obviously having different systems. It's going to take probably a little bit longer to kind of really solidify that kind of defense, but when you can see in this game that, you can see the two banks of four working pretty well together. So.
I'll tell you what, too, as you look at this thing, it looks like the Sockers aren't sitting back on it at all. It looks like it may have woken them up. That goal may have been the best thing to happen to both teams, because it really, you got to think it's going to take the Sockers out of that shell that they're in. Is that, you're sitting back, taking pressure, but now you got two choices. You're going to go for it or sit back even more. And I really like the way we responded with this.
Yeah, it should be interesting when we come out the second half, especially 1-0 down, what the coach says to the players and how we come out in that second half. Obviously, with 1-0 down, you got to attack, you got to try and score that goal.
I'll tell you, I agree 100%. Hey, so kind of let's get a little background. We got a break right now. We'll kind of get something on you, Daniel. Where are you from?
I'm from England originally, yeah.
Where at in England?
A place called Bradford.
Bradford?
Yeah.
So what brought you to the States?
I just came here to play soccer and go to university.
Gotcha. That's kind of a neat thing. So you got to think maybe you have friends back at home that may watch this thing. How did you find out about the university you're at right now? Where are you at right now?
I've actually just graduated from St. Edward's in Austin, Texas.
Really? And so
yeah.
How'd you find this at Edwards being in England?
I basically went to a showcase. That's kind of how most English players come over here, and coaches come watch you play, and if they like you, obviously they offer you a certain position.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I got offered a position 4 years ago.
So you've enjoyed it so far? Do you like the United States?
I love it, yeah. I've actually just got an extension on my visa.
Really?
To stay here for a little bit longer. So.
Yeah, so what are you looking to do post college? I mean, obviously playing soccer would be one of the things, but what else interests you?
A little bit of coaching. I like coaching like kids and stuff with soccer.
Really?
And personal training as well. Something that really interests me.
Well, I'll tell you what, that kind of gives a shout out, and I know that the Sockers have quite a few camps coming up this summer. Are you going to be involved heavily with them?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, we have lots of flyers that are kind of around, so
Good deal.
if anyone's watching, and to look on the website and try and get as many people as possible to go to these camps.
Well, that's pretty neat. Yeah, no, it's very, very exciting. I know your assistant coach is an amazing personality, amazing character, and when he runs camps, he's got lots of funny stories. You're going to joke in with him or move in with him? I know the kids had a ton of fun over the spring break camp this time.
Yeah, I think so. That's definitely one of my philosophies anyway. You know, this soccer's a fun game. It's got to be fun for all ages.
Gotcha.
So now that you come here with the Sockers, how are you enjoying it here in Midland, Texas?
I like it a lot, actually. I wasn't too sure what to expect. I mean, obviously living in Austin for 4 years, it's a bit of a big city, and then coming here, it's a little bit more open. I guess that's how I could put it. But no, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot.
Good.
Yeah.
Weather out here tonight, it's kind of like it would be in England. Don't get used to that here in West Texas for sure.
Yeah, I feel a little bit home with this weather, but yeah, I was hoping for some more sunshine.
Oh, you'll definitely get it whenever it's 100 degrees and on that field. It makes it tough. So we're glad to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'll tell you what, just looking at the climate too, being from Austin and the amount of trees that you have out in Austin area, and then back from England where obviously it's wet and you have trees. How does Midland grab you?
It's very open. It's very open. It's funny, me and Andrew Fox, the first time we came here, we just said, the sky looks so big. Because obviously you're used to seeing a lot of trees, and with Austin being in kind of like a valley with the hills.
Right.
But Midland's so flat, it just looks huge.
Yeah, we got another one of our Soccer's personalities here. Come on down, we'll get you.
Hey guys, I'm the goalkeeping coach for the Sockers. My name is Nuno Gorgel from London, England.
So what have you seen in the first half? What are your thoughts of the first half?
I believe that, we got to pass the ball a little bit better. I think we gave them a little bit too much respect. Towards the last 10 minutes, I believe the boys believe once they score, they got nothing to lose and they start playing a little bit better. So second half, we just got to come out and play our game. And I think we'll be fine. We might be able to get a result out of this game.
Yeah, I've noticed one thing is that it looked like y'all were filling each other out at the beginning of the game, and as we continue on again, as I was talking about earlier, is the shape, the organization of your midfield and your backs. Right now, I think the shape is looking really good. Talk a little bit about how your team is doing a great job at moving and shifting together defensively.
I think since Coach Barnes has come in, I think he's done a great job with that. He's worked hard on that. I don't think it's exactly how he wants it, but so far it's been very good. So as we progress through the game, I think the shape's going to stay good. Coach Barnes expects the team to defend that way. We just got to be a bit more adventurous going forward because, he expects a little bit more from the boys because, we got a good squad here this year. But all in all, the shape, I think, that's something we expect from the boys. We work hard in training, doing that, the shapes, the blocks we have, and hopefully you can come out second half and keep showing that good determination, discipline, and win the game.
Definitely, and again, you've had 10 days to work on this shape, and so that makes it a little bit difficult coming in here 10 games or 10 days to just get used to each other and stuff. What do you expect from the second half?
I'm sure that the boys now, they have belief, that I think the last 5 minutes gave them belief that we can play these guys. We just got to believe more in ourselves, and when we go forward, be more positive. We had, I think, Tucker Holmes have a great game. He's manhandling basically man. He's had a great game. He showed that he's able to play at the next level. So I just think we need more people up there just to help him a little bit more. But second half would be a turnaround. I'm sure the boys have this in the bag. We have a very talented squad in this team. We got Beto on the wings, Foxy, great, and then we have the two center mids who are very good players. I thought Jesus has had a great half too. So if we get 3 or 4 following their example, I think we can get a result out of this game.
Oh yeah, and you get scored on, and seconds later, Andy Fox comes down the field and puts a banger in there, almost scores a goal within seconds after getting scored on. So it looks like we should see in the second half probably a little bit of opening up and a little bit more from the Sockers attacking wise. So.
It goes back to me saying, I have a little bit more belief. Every time we've been positive, it's been Tucker. Like I said, Tucker Holmes has been positive all night, and he's basically manhandled guys that have MLS experience. You're talking about compared to them, he's a kid. He's still in college. And then you have Foxy. Once he started being positive, he had a great chance. You had Beto when he had a good chance for being positive. It's just like I said again, it goes back to us start believing a little bit more in ourselves and being positive. And once we start doing that, I think OKC will have a harder game in their hands.
Oh yeah, and Tucker's just such a man. He's done such a great job up there. What was really nice to see is that Lopez getting behind him, knowing that no matter what, when he pushes back into the midfield, so is that center defender, which then that allows Lopez to get behind him and give us opportunities that way too. They're really marking up on Tucker. They've watched game film, so I'm excited to see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, I think as a coaching staff, we also are excited because we know the boys can do a lot better and will do a lot better than the first half, especially in believing themselves and being positive. So I think you got a game in your hands in the second half.
Good. Coach, thank you for coming up here and joining us in the booth. We're going to take about a 5-minute break, and we will be back here in about 5 more minutes.
Thank you for having me.
Stats from the first half, we have Sockers with 5 shots, Okllahoma with 8 shots. Sockers have 3 saves, and Okllahoma has 3 saves. Fouls, we have Sockers with 3 fouls, Okllahoma with 2 fouls. 0 offsides for both teams, and then on corner kicks, we have Sockers that had 2 corner kicks, and Okllahoma having 1 corner kick. Teams are coming back onto the field, getting ready to play again. We've got 2 minutes before the next start of this half. Warren, from the first half, what did you see?
I'll tell you what, it was a good game. I really enjoyed watching, and you can see the organization of the Sockers and the respect that they show for OKC. Not really giving up a lot of chances. The only chance is really coming on a counterattack off the corner kick, But like I said, there's a respect there. But I really like the way they responded, or the Sockers responded after that goal to come back in, have 2 really dangerous chances. I think the second half will really open up. I think the testing is over, and I think now you got both teams ready to go at one another. So I'm excited. And same thing with Daniel. What do you think? How did you think the first half went? Justin, how do you think you'd respond for the second half?
I think one thing I like to see is one of the centre midfielders maybe getting a little bit higher up to support Tucker, because I think Tucker's done a great job of hustling. And once that hustle, the ball's kind of bouncing around in that area, and we're just kind of a little bit distant. But I think with us pushing obviously a little bit higher now, I think to get that first goal, I'd like to see one of the midfielders maybe try and grab that ball in that space.
Soccer start off with the kickoff. We have Tucker and Andy Lopez kicking off the ball. Out wide we have Andy Fox. Out wide on the left flank.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't look like there were any substitutions made at halftime, were there? By either team. I don't see anything but checking into the table. So it looks like both teams are going to keep it the way it was to go into the second half. Makes sense. You only have 3 subs, and OKC's already used 1 for the injury.
De Luna has the ball. Knocks it into Lopez. Alberto Garcia on the outside right.
Oh, nice.
Gets past him, continues on. Cleared out by Okllahoma. Jesus Bolivar.
Oh, what a service into Ray. Oh, nice ball. Yep, Ray got lucky to get his hands on it. He's got to probably do a better job of holding the ball up when it comes served in. It could easily been a goal. Once again, the Soccer's doing a good job of keeping the lines tight, really finding the passing angles, making sure that nothing's given in, no entry passes put into the top. Looks like OKC is pushing 2 up high now. Looks like they got the Peter Toth playing up there, even with Kyle Gregg, trying to find the spaces in between, making the Soccer's back 4, try to sort out the 2 players. But it was almost like they got 4 high on the line.
Yeah, you can see the centre midfielders now pressing a little bit more onto their centre midfielders, forcing that longer ball. But like you said, with those 2 guys up front, I guess they're trying to cause a little bit more problems for our back line.
Josh Taylor wins the ball. He's coming down midfield and loses it right about midfield.
Some good shape again and forcing them all the way back.
And again, that's one thing I can say about the Sockers today is that shape is just, it's great to see, especially just having 10 days of training.
Yeah, I'd like to see, though, that when Andy Lopez and Tucker Hume are going and pressing, you'd almost like to see the rest of the team come with them, but kind of leaving them out there to work together, leaving a big space between those 2 front runners in the back, the next 4 in the lines. It really, as it looks like trying to find a way to hit that line of confrontation, where they're going to set it, how they're going to take the second half, especially trying to find that goal. Once again, Peter Toth has the ball, trying to find spaces in. It's really been kind of a dangerous factor in the game.
State Farm agent Abraham Gutierrez is a proud sponsor of the Soccer.
Looks like they're trying to move the ball around, trying to find breaks in the deal. The speed of play looks like it's picked up a little bit for OKC. Really trying to put the pressure in this next 10 minutes, trying to get that second goal. Peter Tell's pulling the back line apart because there's no offsides on a throw-in, so obviously trying to pull that back line even more so apart on the throw-in. Goes out wide to Casey Townsend. Casey Townsend serves it in. Easily snuffed out by the goalkeeper for the Sockers. Looks like up front on the opposite side, almost two players being aware of Tucker up front, and Andy Lopez both playing towards the left-hand side, leaving space for Fox to be able to play, Alberto Garcia to play on the far right side flank.
That was a little dangerous by Sean Boyle to knock the ball into Okllahoma, but he recovered off that. Now we've got Andy Lopez with the ball.
Oh, great service in across. A little unlucky. Looks like tripped up a bit, but not a bad service back. Straight into Tyler McCarroll. Tyler McCarroll turns it. Still battling for the ball. Still battling. Serves in. Oh, almost a goal. What a heck of a shot. What good hard work by Troy McCarroll to get that shot off, to find the space and find that little crack in the back line to get one in. I'll tell you what, the Sockers are not going to go down without a fight. Once again, you got Andy outside just kind of directing play. Tucker sitting back trying to keep the ball from coming across. Just trying to keep it over there on the Sockers' right flank. Ball served in. Great read. A little unlucky not to get that ball. Josh Taylor got it. Look for a switch over here to Casey Townsend. Casey Townsend takes on Isaac Sanchez. Isaac Sanchez turns him inside. Good, well read. Bolivar gets it. Plays it to Fox. Fox holds him off. Bolivar gives it presses. Good read. Walker steps up. Keeps him from turning. Casey Townsend in one-on-one at the keeper. And unfortunate goal.
That's goal in the 50th minute.
Soccer's a little unlucky on that one. Looks like we're going to have our first sub coming up right now for the Sockers. Looks like it will be Fabio Pena will be subbing in for one of the Sockers players.
So that goal was scored by Casey Townsend in the 50th minute.
Looks like the sub's going in for Andy Lopez. So we got Fabio going in for Andy. Once again, apologize to those two young men for mixing up the names last time. We won't let that happen again. Tell you what, Fabio's a cheeky little player. It's going to definitely create some different aspects, plus gives some fresh legs up on the front line.
"50 minutes into this game, we have Okllahoma City up 2-0 to the Sockers.
Looks like there may have been a system change as well. Looks like Fox is playing a little bit higher on the back line after the second goal given up into Tucker. Tucker takes the ball off, looking wide. What a great pass, what a great run. Back in. A little bit unlucky, almost there. Right now, Jesus Bolivar holds up play. There's a space left in behind from Josh Taylor making that run in. Tell you, Christian Luna doing a good job of holding him up, keeping him from serving or doing anything dangerous. Oh, and what a crack by sorry, my bad, correction. What a crack by the OKC player. Craig Kyle. I'll tell you what, Craig continues to be pretty dangerous on the field. So how do you think that, given from training, how do you think our boys are going to respond for this next couple of minutes, especially after giving up the second goal, Daniel?
Well, one thing Coach always tells us this past week is he wants high intensity in every training session. When we work, we work. So I think what you'll see now is the boys will not give up. They'll keep trying. That winning mentality will definitely show, even though we're losing right now.
I'll tell you, when you see that Sockers don't seem to be sitting back or still battling, still fighting, still scratching, and had a couple quality chances even after that first goal. So this game is far from over.
Yeah, I mean, that's a testament to the guys out there as well. We're all winners. We all want to win, and you can tell that they're not giving up right now.
Ball goes out to Isaac Sanchez. Isaac Sanchez looks for the cross out to, just a little unlucky. The Boulevard presses, goes out wide. Fox keeps it moving. You can definitely see that line of confrontation has now moved higher up the field, given down by 2 goals. Can't really afford to sit back in and take the pressure right now. You got to find ways to break them down and get that chance. A little bit risky, but at the same time, you got to go a little high risk.
Yeah, definitely. You can see the centre midfielders now just kind of pressing up a little bit higher, try and win that ball higher up and create some opportunities to score that goal.
Ball goes to Hume. Hume to Hume. Out wide, Isaac Sanchez. Isaac Sanchez has a great cross in. Oh, almost found Fabio. That would have been a heck of a shot, a heck of a goal. Like I said, you don't really see that the soccer's giving up on this. So you see that same competitive you're talking about, Daniel, in the way that they're still pressing a lot higher, but there's not a single player out there that's not giving his all, and not a single player that's disorganized from the group.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I've only had 10 days to practice, 10 days to get the system down.
I think that a lot has to be said for that. If you think about looking at the OKC team, this is their 7th game in the amount of time, and this is soccer's second game?
Second game.
So I mean, that's quite a big difference in the amount of play and the amount of time together. Not only that, you take the preseason training that I'm sure OKC had, as well as all the training days in between to find different ways to get in. Really, it says a lot about what's been done here, and to have this kind of play in 10 days is pretty dang good. It says a lot about the players, says a lot about the coaches.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely see a little bit of difference with the OKC team. Look pretty comfortable in their formation, and they seem to know it pretty well. But like you said, they've had months to prepare.
Yeah, but like I said, this game is far from over. So I still think that we got at least 1 or 2 goals in us to tie it up. I think the soccer still have quite a bit to go yet.
Yeah, definitely. It's the best thing about soccer. Anything can change within a minute.
Yeah, and it looks like the way Torrey McCarroll's playing, he's definitely not giving in the ghost. Doing a good job of pressing and defending. Then you got Fox traveling all the way back in, because it looks like they pressed him a little bit higher in the formation. But he's not quitting working, he's dropping back into the system. But it almost looks like it's not so much a system change, because you still got Fabio up top with Hume playing together. But then now there goes Fox up top to complete the 3.
Daniel, this last week with coming back into the Open Cup and everything else like that, winning the first Open Cup game, how excited were the guys after last Wednesday?
Yeah, they were really excited. I think the big thing was to get that first win.
Oh, there you go, dangerous free kick right outside the box. How's he going to call it? You know, this easily could be a card of some sort, being that was last defender, and Fabio had a dangerous play. It's interesting to see how it gets a yellow card. I'll tell you what, I think the referee is a little generous for the OKC team. He may have been right there. It's hard to see from this angle, but I think it may have been a little closer to the 18 than that.
Yeah, this is always an interesting position for free kicks. To cross it, see if you can shoot. I know I've seen Alberto hit these in practice this past week, so it should be interesting.
Does he usually crack them on frame? That's pretty good. He's got
He does
bending
actually,
ball.
yeah.
And there you go. Just a little bit off the left. Hey, but what a heck of a chance. 2 inches to the right, and that sucker's in a goal for sure. That was not far off the mark.
No, not at all.
Guys reorganize themselves, tucking back in. Well found in. Ball to Boulevard, out wide. Looks like Alberto's got the ball in. And ball cleared away.
So again, tell us a little bit about what the excitement of the level of the boys were this last week, getting ready for this game.
I mean, like I mentioned, that first win was massive for us. But I think the big thing the team was really happy about was the opportunity to express ourselves against what is a professional team. I know a lot of the guys' aim is to be professional. Coach actually mentioned before in the locker room that there's a lot of guys whose aim is to play at this level. So I think they were pretty excited to test themselves more than anything against what is known as, I guess, a better opponent. So.
I'll tell you this then, there's no shame with the Sockers. I think a lot of those guys have stepped up, just like Coach Barnes had asked.
I think, again, looking at the Sockers, the conference that the Sockers are in is one of the best in PDL. You look at the national championships that they won in their groups and continue taking it into the playoffs. The conference that the Sockers are in are just amazing within PDL. So they're doing a great job today in playing against a team that has a little bit more time and experience under their belt than what the Sockers do right now.
I'll tell you what's one of the nice things about having Danny up in the box. He's experienced that level with the Austin Aztecs, coming to us, having played there as well, and also being on that national championship team by the Aztecs 2 years ago.
Got a little extra activity going on right now, and another activity, and a few pushes.
Referees are quick in to sort it out. Temperatures starting to flare, but that's competitive nature of athletes. You know, either team wants to give in or back off. So Daniel, actually playing with that national championship team, when you saw other teams outside our division, what are some of the things that stand out? I mean, it looks like every time it's either going to be one of our division teams, whether it's been in the past, it's been the Heat, it's been the Aztecs. But how would you rank the division within just your experience and what you've seen, you know, playing both at the Aztecs and in other places? How do you compare this division to the others? And are there any others that really stand out in your mind as being able to compete with our division?
I think our division is pretty physical. Over the years, I remember our games with Laredo was pretty physical. The old Okllahoma team, when they used to play, they were a big physical side. So I think that kind of gives us that edge. I know when we played the teams from Florida a couple of years ago in the next round, they couldn't really handle our physicality. And of course, with the skill that we had in our team, you know, they were no match for our team. So.
I'll tell you what, just looking at the level of players, you had a couple of players that we can talk about that made it to the next level. You know, a couple of them made it in the MLS level right off the next round coming out of PDL. I think I'll let you talk a little bit about those players and what that means to you guys as players, and what it means to the overall PDL player looking to, like you said, someday play it at this level, if not even going MLS or beyond.
Yeah, I had a great time playing with some of those players. The likes of Chris Tierpak did a great job at Chivas last year. Scored one of the best goals I've seen for a long, long time. And right now, Kyrie Shelton, who's playing for New York, he's flying right now, absolutely flying. And I guess the Aztecs right now have signed some of the old players, and you know, they were fantastic. I definitely learned a lot from those players, and you can tell that they were going to step up to the next level. So to sort of see that experience like, firsthand from them making that step up and watching them be successful just shows what a good league this PDL is.
It's been amazing. I remember when we were coaching against that team, how incredible and how fast the game was moving. You know, I think that's one thing that people talk about PDL. I don't know if anybody really understands the level of play that we have here and the level of players that we have, and how really special an opportunity it is for that collegiate athlete to not only have a little time in the summer to play, to hone their skills, but to play on a level that sometimes maybe even higher than their own college levels when they go back to school.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I played Division 2. I never got the opportunity to play Division 1 coming straight from England. So that was my kind of opportunity to, I guess, test myself against a better standard of players. And that's why I like the PDL a lot, because you're going to play against players who some may go to the MLS, go to the USL, and yeah, you can really see a lot of development over that summer. even though it's only 3 months. You know, the summertime's an important time for any college player to develop, and the PDL is just a great system for that development.
And the camaraderie that's developed too. One thing I noticed that in our teams is that there's a lot of the guys that we still talk to. I know that we've got a couple of watch right now. I know Ricky was asking for a shout out to him. So Ricky, this is yours. And he's in Costa Rica watching live right now. I mean, you've got players from all over the world that'll watch this thing that have been a part. You know, and can you kind of talk about a little bit about the camaraderie that you guys built, the friendships you built over time, even such a short 3-month period, and what do you think adds to that?
I think that's team spirit's definitely important, especially because a lot of guys that know each other at the start, it is pulling people from all different colleges. And I think in any successful team, you do need that, like you said, the camaraderie, like both off the field and then the chemistry on the field. I know I still talk to some of the guys from the Aztecs, whether the MLS, USL, doesn't really matter. You know, you're friends for life.
And it's amazing too. I'm not sure how the Aztecs said it, but I know coming into the Sockers, you guys are in the same apartment. You've got these guys, and I know that they take good care of you guys, and it's kind of neat just to see, however that amount of time, being that close together, coming to training, and really not having to worry about school or anything else. You kind of find a way to know these people, and you know, like you said, develop lifelong friendships that'll continue on forever. I mean, that's one thing looking back on our time here with the Sockers. I thought that was something that's really special about the groups that we had. You know, and just the family environment that you guys get together, that you'll, you know, continue to grow and continue to thrive, and really kind of continue to push each other on, and you know, really pull for each other as they continue to grow as players and as people.
Yeah, definitely the word family is a big thing, because most of the guys, I mean, not everyone's from Midland, kind of come here by ourselves, so it's nice to, you know, be with your teammates, and they basically do become your family for 3 months.
And the neat thing too is coming in from England, you know, obviously you meet people and find different flavors, different ideas, and you know, different cultures, even within the state of Texas. I mean, obviously Austin's a little bit different than Midland, but what are some of the differences that really stand out in your mind as far as just like the cultural parts of Midland and Austin?
It's a bit more. It's pretty friendly actually, Midland. It's very. If I was going to say what I thought Texas would be, I guess this is kind of Midland's what I would imagine. Everyone I've met so far has just been really friendly, and I've only been here for a week, and I've already met so many people, and already starting to get a picture of the kind of culture of Midland, and I guess some of the history as well, especially with the oil industry around here, and it's pretty interesting for me to learn, just like I learned in Austin, some of the history of Austin, and yeah, it's interesting to learn everything about Midland.
It's amazing, especially small town. Looks like we got another good corner kick opportunity by Andy Fox. Anytime you get the ball in the box, especially packed in, you find the two Hume boys, and you got a little bit unlucky not to get it. I said the goalpost turns out to be OKC's best friend right now. But once again, OKC on the quick counterattack. Excellent job by Isaac Sanchez to read the next play and really cut off that angle. Otherwise, that could have been something really, really dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest threat is definitely Tucker and Walker in that air. The more we can get that ball in the box, create some more opportunities.
You got Fox too is taken over. A little bit unlucky by Alberto Garcia. Some great play. Once again, ball served into the box. And I'll tell you what, the Sockers are not going to go down without a fight tonight. So we got 23 minutes left in the match. There's more than enough time to get one, if not two, and then hopefully all three, and to complete the comeback. Fox takes it out wide. Takes him on. Great way to take him on. That's excellent ball. Excellent job, Fox, with the service across the goal, and your first goal by the Sockers. Unbelievable. Great hard work shown by Andy Fox to take on a very good defender in Seabram Hendrick.
And that was a goal by Alberto Garcia in the 67th minute. Goal by the Sockers.
Well, I'll tell you what, it shows that fight that Daniel was talking about the competitiveness, the willing to win and the willing to go. Because easily could have held off on that ball, but instead he continued to battle through to get that excellent service off to find Alberto Garcia on the other flank. Like I said, now it's game on, boys. This is going to be a flying finish for the next 22 minutes. It should be really exciting action. because I have a feeling there's no way that this game is over, and I don't think you've seen the end of the goals yet either.
This is just a reminder that USsoccer.com is your source for full coverage of the 2015 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And you can also follow coverage of the tournament on Twitter at Open Cup.
So Daniel, does that start getting your blood boiling?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, all we need is that one goal. We've got plenty of time left, 20 minutes left in the game. Like I said, trying to get those crosses in. It looks like we're trying to attack a bit more wide, for more wide positions right now.
I'll tell you, just remembering back from the Tulsa game, how dangerous Andy Fox was on the flank in that game. It looks like he's stepping up to the plate again. And obviously Alberto with that great finish, but that bent ball in. Oh, there's our flip flow again by Michael. Serves it in, but not really as dangerous in that position as it would have been from that cross that he had earlier. But it looks like we're going to see another one of those flip throws by Michael Harris. Tell you what adds a dimension to the game when you can throw it from that position that far in.
Yeah, definitely. I was saying earlier, this is the first time I've actually seen that in real life.
Really?
I've only seen it on YouTube before.
There you go. You got to see it 3 times because there's a third time it's served in. But look how oh my God. Wow.
That just shows how dangerous
a
long throwing is.
Especially since there's no offsides on a throw-in. I mean, heck, to find that long ball pinpointed in to find the head of the OKC player, God, it's unbelievably hard to defend because shoot, if you've only seen it 3 times in a game, and there's no offsides, basically puts you right on top of the keeper.
Yeah, it's a real shame we conceded from that because we talked about that yesterday in training and kind of how to prevent it. But sometimes those throws are just so difficult with that looping, like you said. There's no offside from a throw-in. I'm sure they practice that throwing a lot.
Oh, but Fox has not had enough of it. Soccer's coming back in. I'll tell you what, Seabrook doesn't want to get beat again by Fox. Gives another corner kick opportunity. I'll tell you what, I still think we've got 2 or 3 more goals left in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Set pieces look very threatening from. So I think the more of those we can get, the better chance we've got of scoring that second goal.
I'll tell you what, I really like this corner kick that the Soccers do where they put everybody in the box. I mean, really when you got 2 6'5" players, who's going to match up well with those 2 guys? Ball served back in on Ray comes out and snuffs it out. Like I said, still you see the competitiveness in the Soccers. They are not giving in. Looks like Casey Townsend goes in. Casey with the crow. I'll tell you what, that was a little scary right there. Shows you how dangerous Casey is. This is the second time on the counterattack that Casey's had an influence on that right flank of the Soccers. But it seems like that's when they've been the most dangerous. So you got 1 goal off the counterattack, and now it looks like they're here. They don't mess around when they play out of that corner. And that may be a lot of the fact of the time they've been together. I mean, finding the organization, finding the speed in each other's strengths. Like I said, as the season progresses for the Soccers, I think you'll see the same things with us. So Peter Toth to take the corner kick. Plays it in high to the back post. Soccers easily cleared out. Ball goes to Casey Townsend again. Peter Toth. Yeah, I think he's made that look a lot worse than it really was. For such a big boy as Peter Toth is, he sure does go down awfully easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, that looked a little bit skeptical, would be the word I'd use.
But I guess you're going to do what you got to do. Ball served in, plays off the wall, plays it back in, out wide. Oh, look at that, here we go, we got the counterattack for the Soccers. Oh, a little bit unlucky. Looks like OKC is content to release pressure by clearing it out. Isaac Sanchez now with the throw-in. Oh, look at Fabio goes down. Easily fouled. Fabio back up quick. Plays it in fast. Looking for Jesus Bolivar. Bolivar out wide. A little unlucky by Josh Taylor. Soccers are really looking to play that press a little bit higher. The line of confrontation has really moved up as high on the field as possible, trying to get that goal to get it close back to 1 goal differential, and then hopefully with the getting the second goal to tie it up, take this game into extra time.
We're at 73 minutes into the game.
Soccer's starting to probe. Walker coming up. Finds McCarroll. McCarroll off. Ball served back in. Ball goes to Kyle Craig. You got to know that little guy is dangerous. He once again is creating havoc in the attacking third of the field for OKC. I'll tell you what, he's kind of been a handful, hadn't he, tonight?
Okllahoma City has the corner kick. And we have another corner kick as it was tipped off by the Sockers.
The next scheduled Sockers FC game will be on Saturday, May 30th at 7:30 as the Sockers will host Okllahoma. 1,000 fans will receive match scheduled for Roses Cafe. The first 500 fans will receive caps, courtesy of West Texas Gold Dealers.
Oh. A little bit of a dangerous play, but play on. Now it becomes a corner. Soccer's next match will be this Saturday as they start to head to Houston. They play at 7 o'clock at Houston on the road.
No way.
We have a goal kick for the Sockers. That ball went out.
So what do you think the mindset of the players is right now, Daniel, going into this last 15 minutes of the match, being down by 2 goals? How would you respond, and what do you think the boys are going to do for this last little bit?
Well, I think you can see the high pressure that we've established in the second half. So I expect the boys to continue that and obviously try and push to get those goals. The game's not over till 90 minutes, still 15 left, and anything can happen. You know, we've looked threatening in certain parts, especially set pieces and from wide positions. So I think what we'll try and do right now is obviously press a little bit higher, try and get in those wide positions and create some opportunities.
Looks like OKC's doing good just to settle back in, move the ball around. Trying to get the Sockers to come up, pull apart a bit so they can find the spaces in, because really they've got to do that. They've got to find the ball. So you're going to have to play a little bit more risky to try to get those last 2 goals in the last 15 minutes. It's possible. We've seen it happen before, and hopefully we'll see it happen again tonight. Here's once again Kyle Gregg. OKC plays it out wide, making that run inside. Boys are doing a good job of tracking it in. Gets a shot off. Not really dangerous for Sean Boyle. Looks like Kyle Gregg's trying to slow play up a bit by playing in front of Boyle, trying to keep him from getting the ball back into play as quick. Another dangerous free kick.
We've got a sub for the Sockers, which would be Scott Smith coming into the game for
Jesus Bolivar.
Number 17. Tell you what, one thing about Scott Smith is that he came in on against Tulsa and he really made a big difference. He scores the 3rd goal, but I think the speed that he had coming in and the legs that he had really made a difference in that game.
I'll tell you, we'll see if he can do the same thing again this evening. Ball's played up into the box. Looks like Alberto Garcia collects it, looking for a service. Little physical play by the OKC player. Gets it, plays it out to Seapram Hendrick. Seapram Hendrick up front. The players back to Peter Toth. Peter Toth taking it up, plays it in. OKC probing. and Casey Townsend. Casey Townsend plays up front. Ball sent, Peter Toth battling for the ball. OKC wins the throw-in.
Surprised we don't see another flip throw off of this. Well, maybe we do.
It looks like they're setting up for it, but... Yep, there we go. Another flip throw into the box. Heck, if you can do it, why not use it every time? I mean, besides, my opinion, is probably more dangerous than a corner kick. Because it kind of, I hate to say this, but it dazzles the players. I mean, you're going to watch the guy flip throw, and by the time the ball's in play, then you're responding and reacting to it.
And it's such a thing that not too many teams do, and so it makes it a little bit more difficult to defend that and practice on that during practice, is because you're not used to it.
I think one of the things that Daniel pointed out earlier is kind of like you've seen it mostly on YouTube, but hardly ever do you see it live. Down to 11 minutes left in the match.
It's 3-1 Okllahoma versus the Sockers.
Ball's played in wide. Got Fox playing again hard. Good, wins the throw-in. Bolivar plays it back in. Scott, oh, almost. Look, the play didn't keep moving around. Sieberhendrick plays it up. OKC loses possession of the ball. Sockers on the quick counter. Finds Scotty. Scott Smith's first touch back in. OKC picks it up, and they're on the counter. Reed made an impact coming into this game. Walker takes it. Looking for the counter. Got to Fox. Fox takes it inside. Fabio looked for the overlap. Played it up front, though. Looked in out to Fabio. Fabio taking on Seabrum. Hendrick serves a great ball across the middle. A little bit unlucky not to get a little wider. Scott Smith takes it, collects it up. Oh. OKC player plays it back in the box. Tell you what, they're a little lucky just to give up a throw-in on that one.
Daniel, do we have anybody that can do a flip throw right now?
No, we do not.
Tell you what, when you start playing them, we're going to be looking for you doing that flip throw.
I'll be practicing.
Ball goes in. Into the box, comes across. Oh! Just a little unlucky. Might have a flip throw, but he sure chunked in the middle of the box there. Got 9 minutes left in the match, plus any injury time that the referee allots. It's like OKC serves it in, looking for the crossover to Townsend. Doesn't make it. Seabrum collects it up. Fox has the ball. The Sockers trying to clean it up a bit. Goes to Walker. Walker to Boyle. Then to Denton. Denton looking for a player up front. Now the Sockers player standing on that back line. Trying to find some space to open up. Into Josh. To Scotty. Scott back into Taylor. Cross out trying to find Fox. Casey Townsend comes in, good physical play. Fabio collects the ball up, finds Scotty. Scotty out wide to Isaac Sanchez. Looks like he's got numbers up. Fox is out wide. Got a service in, quality serve. Oh.
Little high on that one.
Just a little bit off balance as the service was taken, maybe.
Again, looking at this, I mean, you've got to be excited for the Sockers right now, because I really feel like what you're going to see during season or during league play, Sockers have to be one of the top teams to contend with.
Right now we've got Seabert Hendrick down for OKC. You got to think at this point how much of this may be gamesmanship to kill a bit more clock, how much he's legitimately injured.
This is just a reminder, USsoccer.com is your source for full coverage of the 2015 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, and you can also follow coverage of the tournament on Twitter at Open Cup.
I'll tell you what, with coming into the team, while we got this little pause, what do you see as the goals for the Sockers this season, Daniel, as they go through the year? And what are the kind of expectations that the players have for the season as a whole?
I mean, definitely one thing we talked about is winning that conference. I think it's definitely an achievable goal, especially with the squad and some of the players that we brought in this year. And I mean, I know the teams that are in this league, and I definitely think that we can win this conference. And then obviously from there, one thing I'd like to see us be the number 1 seed. That's one thing I enjoyed a lot with the Aztecs, was when the teams from Florida came to us and we got to host, and that obviously home advantage, where you don't have to travel as much, you're not as tired, you feel comfortable, you can prepare yourselves a little bit better. So I think that would be 2 definite goals, achievable goals for this season, definitely.
Who really stands out in your mind as being like the Sockers' best competition as far as trying to take that first place seat away from you? As far as the teams, who really stands out in what you guys have talked about, what you've seen?
I mean, from what I've seen, I'd say Laredo Heat. Anytime you play Laredo, it's a tough game. It's a physical game. It's you got to be mentally strong to be in that game. You know, they definitely push you to the limits. In my experience against them, anyway, you know, they're a very good technical side who pass the ball around a lot, like to keep the ball a lot, and but they're a beatable team. They are a beatable team.
Well, one thing's I always thought it was an advantage going into Laredo is the difference between the grass and the turf. You know, it seems like when you go to Laredo, the grass is always a little bit higher than what it probably should be. You know, slows the pace of the ball down, so a team with a lot of speed that doesn't normally play on that kind of surface, you almost see it as kind of being a little advantageous to the home side.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing there for years. Texas A&M University, International University, was in my conference for school, and they play at the same stadium. And the pitch is nice. It's very wide. Very suits their style of play a lot. They spread out a lot. They pass the ball. They move my positions a lot, especially in the 4-3-3 that they play.
Right.
And yeah, like you said, sometimes they do, with the grass being maybe a little bit longer, the environment, they like to make it as difficult as possible for any team that goes down there. And it is a difficult place to play in.
Well, and too, you look at Texas, a different climate, just in as big as the state is. You go from West Texas, which is very dry heat, where 110 degrees, you know, while hot is slightly bearable, but then you go down to a Laredo, where you're right next to the coast, and now you take a 98-degree day, and it's almost unbearable, just the amount of heat and the way it drains your energy out. And I always wonder, too, if that was a little bit advantageous there as well.
Yeah, I've played games down there where it's been very, very hot. And like I said, the way they play with the possession, they want to make you run. They want to make you tired. So it's definitely a tactic that I've seen over the years that they definitely use.
You know, one of the teams, too, I think has a decent opportunity, talking about Mississippi Bria. I know they've kind of retooled their team for the 2015 season. What do you guys see, or have y'all heard or read on anything on them?
I remember from what I saw last year, they're quite a big side. They've got to use a lot of set pieces. They were quite direct in their play, and they kind of used their, I guess, height advantage. And their forward is about 6'3", same with the other forward. So they definitely use that kind of tactic, which is completely different from Laredo. So.
Right. Yeah, it's a difference in styles of play. You know, the last one we look at, like the Houston team. You know, that's a whole different dynamic team as well. You know, I wonder if they still play at that football stadium where the pitch is not even that wide. It's almost 53, just barely, almost wider than an American football field.
Yeah, it's I played there last year, and it was, yeah, like you said, quite narrow. Yeah, their team's an interesting team to play against, with their obviously European influence, I guess, on their coaching side. you can sort of see that in the style that they play. But no, that should be an interesting game on Saturday.
I'll tell you what, it should be a lot of fun. Like I said, I think, even if this result holds, you see the improvement just between the Tulsa game to this game, and then it's always better to play a game sometimes in training. As the guys start getting used to one another, speed's going to ramp up even more. And the training's intense, but you can't really trade a match. So this is a couple of good games under the belt that maybe some of the other conference teams haven't seen besides Laredo.
Yeah, I know the players and definitely the coaching staff is just looking for progression right now. Every game, every training session, just to be a little bit better.
And I think you really see that in the way it's played. I mean, this OKC team is a very good team. Like you said, it's a fully professional team. It's a team that no longer has college players to it. These guys have been together for a long period of time, and I don't think the scoreline is really indicative of what we saw here tonight.
No, definitely not. I mean, the boys put a great effort out tonight. I mean, anyone who's watched this game can't say that the guys did not work 100%. They fought to the very end. I mean, 89th minute, and the guys are still pressing hard, trying to get that second goal.
There's no doubt. And I think, too, you look at, ball bounces, they got that free kick is barely on the outside that Alberto hit. You've got the one that bounced off the crossbar. I mean, there's been a couple times in here when this scoreline could be totally different. Like I said, the flip throw being just something new that not many players have seen. I mean, and then one of the goals coming off a counterattack goal off a corner kick. I mean, there's things that you can work on in training and fix to adjust to those problems. And like I said, I'm really excited about what we're going to see for the next coming months.
Yeah, they're definitely fixable problems. And like you said, the opportunities we created is a definite big positive. And I expect in the next few games as well for us to create even more and more chances, especially the more comfortable we get as a team and in the new formation. And then we just need to put a few more chances away.
Here we go. Well, this game isn't over yet. There's a good service in, a little bit far for Fabio to catch. We are now going to injury time.
Daniel, as we start to look Saturday, Sockers go to Houston. That's always a long travel to get to Houston, all that fun stuff. What's the Sockers going to have to do in the next few days to prepare for that game?
I think the big thing is recovery, especially after this game. It's very important for the guys to take care of themselves. Whether that's what they eat, stretching, stuff like that. Especially on such a long journey, like you said. Being on a bus for 13 hours is not a fun journey. So,
referee indicated that we have 3 minutes of added time.
Yeah.
Great save by Sean Boyle. Sean kind of comes into this after injury by goalkeeper last week, and he's actually done a pretty good job tonight.
He has. A few of the saves he made in the first half were fantastic, and especially with the scoreline being 0-0 at that point, he made 2 massive saves. I'm sure that do his confidence the world of good.
Oh, there we go. Got the count. Oh, unlucky.
I'm just playing to the clock now.
Daniel, we would like to thank you for coming up here to the booth with us tonight and enjoying the game with us. And again, we hope that you get your injury taken care of, and we'd love to see you come on May 30th out there with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been it's been an enjoyable experience. First time commentating, so yeah, thanks guys for having me. And yeah, hopefully I'll be out there soon.
Good.
I'll tell you what, we share in that too. This being our second time commentating, so I guess learning process, learning curve, and hopefully everybody will improve as it goes. Like I said, my hope is, and I mean this in the nicest way, is to not have to see you up here again in the booth, because that would mean you're down on the field. Because we, like I said, we're looking forward to getting you on the field and getting you playing and enjoying to see you in matches.
Yeah, definitely working hard to try and get out there and score some goals for the Sockers.
Again, hats off goes to the Sockers tonight as we go into the final minutes of their second Lamar Hunt Cup game, and their next game will be on May the 23rd at Houston. Their next home game is May 30th, bringing in Laredo Heat, one of the tops. So we'll be excited for that one.
I'll tell you what, it's just neat to see the team. I'm really excited to see that next match here at home. For all those that are fans, it's an unbelievable environment out here in West Texas. You're not going to find a higher level play in this area. And really the family environment that the Sockers puts on is pretty amazing. It's well worth the price of the admission. Once again, you get in free for any youth player that wears his uniform. And that draws the game to an end, a close with OKC Energy 3, Sockers FC 1. But I'll tell you what, the game was a lot closer than that 3-1 scoreline shows. You can be very proud of your boys, your Sockers. I think they showed a lot of gumption, a lot of fight tonight, and I don't think there was any point in time where there wasn't a battle. Even up to the last 3 minutes of injury time, the boys did not slow down one bit.
The Sockers are definitely going to be a team to contend with in the PDL this season, so we're excited to watch them and continue on with the great strides that they've already made as a franchise themselves. Till next time, this is Warren and Chris. We'll see you on the pitch.